Shalom Aleichem. A good night of Shabbos. It's Parshas HaChodesh, Shabbos Chazak, and of course, Parshas HaChodesh. People are always looking for something new. Something new excites people. Something that's the regular, the usual. It's the same old. When I was a boy, I kept a diary. Most of my pages read regular day. My siblings, my parents would, laugh. Here I'm writing this diary, and every day is almost the same day, a regular day. The truth is, it's not a regular day. Every day there's a chiddush, there's a chodesh, there's something new. I heard from Rabbi Mayor Drizzen, a chassid, yet from the Rebbe Rashab, when he learned the Lubavitch and the Frierdiker Rebbe and the Rebbe. He told me that in Lubavitch, the instruction given by the mashpiyim, the teachers, to the students, to the bachurim, to engage in thinking chassidus before davening, to inspire their davening, to inspire their prayer, involved two tracks, two kinds. One was the same thing every day, for months, until the idea became part of you. The story that they always told over, that I heard from Reb Melech Tzvibel, Amar Mashpia Maristown, was the chassid Groinem. Groinem was one of the mashpiyim in Lubavitch that he thought about the concept of Einoid Novadoi, as explained at great length in a Maimer der Rebbe Rashab, Ton Rabbanon Tofresh Mem Gimel, and Ha'umna Mem Gimel, and different discourses in which he talks a lot about the Bittul Hayesh, the obliteration of self and of existence, and all of these concepts. And so much so that he thought about it for days and weeks and months, that when he would go out Shabbos, go home after he davened, he walked into a tree, because it was all Eineid Milvadai. There's nothing else besides God. So he's totally immersed and lost in thought. And the fact that there's a tree there's no tree. But there is a tree. But in his mind, he was elsewhere. Again, this isn't the only example, and I'm not saying we should walk into trees and be absent-minded. But the idea is that the person becomes so attached to the idea that the idea swallows them. They become the idea. Then Rabbi Avram said there was another simultaneous instruction to the students before their davening. During the davening, they should also think about something new that they learned that day or yesterday, something new that they haven't thought about and really internalized. And why? Because this will give them the intellectual excitement to pursue the idea. And the idea, of course, was about godliness and concepts of God, Chassidus, etc. This will keep them fresh. So we see clearly that both are necessary. There is the same old kind of tradition. You don't want to break from tradition. And at the same time, within tradition, you need to have an innovation, a chidush. And this is the idea of this coming month, Chodesh Nisan, as it's associated with this Shabbos HaChodesh. We have to be new, fresh. There was a chassid named Reb Moshe Rubin, Olav Shalom. He was from, I think, Slonim, and then he made his way to Shanghai and then to Montreal. He was a sheikhet. He was a Chassidish Yid. He davened for many hours, and he was a Baal Menagin. So he had a word, he had a saying, Roshei Chodshechem. Right, we say in the davening on Rosh Chodesh, Roshei Chodshechem, your new Chodesh. Roshei Chodshechem, it says that a person has to have Anaya Kepale. Rosh from the word Rosh, a head, a cup. Rosh Chodshechem, a chidush, a chadash. You have to have a naya cup. your connection with Hashem using your mind has to be fresh and new daily. Otherwise, the same old thing. And the truth is, Chavra, when you learn Torah, when you do mitzvahs, when you have Avos Yisrael, and it's all permeated with Hasidic thought, Hasidus, you'll find more of this Chiddush. Hasidus is such a teaching, it doesn't let you become old and stale. It doesn't. If you learn it properly, and if you don't want to tell it what it should mean, but you are looking to receive what it has to teach you, then you'll be fresh. You'll be fresh every day. And when you'll get up in the morning, you'll say, I'm ready to take apart the day. I'm ready for the challenges of the day. What's going to be new today? How am I going to overcome? And how am I going to make of it the most successful day? The Chiddush. So when we come to Shul the Shabbos and we celebrate Parshas HaChodesh, it's a global message for us in our overall family life, relationships, business life, to find Chiddush. And therefore, when people come and say sometimes, well, I'm bored of my job. Should I leave my job? Some will even say, I'm bored of my marriage. Should I leave my marriage? The answer is no. Make a Chiddush within your marriage. Make a Chiddush within your job. And naturally, if you're not allowed to make the Chiddush, and it stifles you to the point where you become stale and old and, as we call, burnt out, you need more care, therapy, rabbis, counselors, God, rebbes. There's no one answer for everyone. But the point is not to vacate tradition. You see, over the centuries, there have been innovators and very creative ones and very talented ones, but many of them dumped the past. They said, forget it. That was for that time, and today we need something totally different. What Chassidus, the Baal Shem Tov, the Holy Baal Shem Tov brought is, within the framework of Torah Judaism, of Halacha and Gemara, there's a Chiddush. And not just to understand the Tosfos better, which of course is true and necessary, but within your life in Avodas Hashem, in the service of God, and in your relationships with your spouse and your children and your teenagers and your parents and your rabbis and your employers, find the Chiddush. And trust me, when you show the other that you're loyal in the tradition, you're loyal to the relationship and the commitment, but yet you want Chiddush, it'll evoke in them also a desire for Chiddush. You'll see. Try it. May Hashem help that from this Shabbos, which I said is also Shabbos Chazak, we get the Koyach Chazak, Chizuk, and Vayakil Pekudei, to gather Yidden together, Pekudei, counting them in a way where everyone is important. Davar Sheba Minyan, Chazal say, Halacha says, something that is countable, loy botel, is not nullified. It's important on its own. So Vayakil Pekudei, gathering Jews together in a way that everyone is significant. Everyone. And you mean it. Everyone is significant. Then you have real chizuk, you have chazak, and that leads to the Chodesh, Shabbos HaChodesh. And then we come into the Yud Aleph Nisan, which is upcoming, the Rebbe's birthday. And Pesach, we bring a Korban Pesach in the Beis HaMikdash, Yerushalayim, B'mheira v'yameinu, Amen v'Amen.